Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining from. The data we have from the registration shows that we have people joining from different places in Nigeria. We have some people from Liberia, Ghana, Cameroon, Sierra Leone. We also have some people from beyond Africa. So, and you're all welcome. Thank you all so much for joining this session. We're expecting a large class, more than 400 people. So let's meet you. Engage the chat box. Tell us your name, where you're joining from, what you're looking forward to. Our experts are here. So let us know what you're looking forward to. Yes, we have Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗁𝗂𝗶𝘁𝗯𝗶𝗶𝗹𝗂. He's the team lead vet medics. Thank you so much for joining from Zaria, Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗁𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗁𝗂 from Vet Pharmacy NG. Just thank you so much for joining in. Let's keep engaging while we have more participants. Yes. So I'm particularly ecstatic. I'm Dr. 𝗪𝗿𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍, the impact manager for Pharmalat, and I'll be moderating this session. You see, this topic that we'll be addressing today is what I hope will put an end to some of the errors that many of us make in the art of practicing our profession, either as professionals, as business owners, as clinicians, whatever. There are so many things. So, okay, there's Dr. Genesis Adewi from Ogun State. Thank you very much for joining in. And Dr. Razak Adekunle, thank you so much from Edo State Uniben, from Ministry of Livestock Development. Okay, so we're having it on. Let me quickly share my screen. Please confirm that you can see my screen. Confirm that you can see my screen. Is my screen on, support? Okay, good. So welcome to yet another session of TeCLA, the teleeducation series for clinicians and leaders in Africa. And the topic we'll be addressing today is the profitability puzzle, why veterinary businesses work hard but earn less. So I was having a conversation with a colleague some days back, and we could barely count like 5 veterinary practices in Nigeria that are operating according to global standards. When I say global standards, so from survey, one of the leading causes or one of the leading complaints is finance and how they struggle to make ends meet. So very many veterinary practices still struggle with making money from their business. So, and that is why we have these are top experts in this niche. They'll be dissecting it. So by now, if you're a participant on this session, by the end of this session, you're supposed to have hacked profitability, like in your business. And let me take this moment to also appreciate them for joining us and taking out of their time to educate us today. These are the TeCLA partners. Our partners are Beringa in the line. We have the National Veterinary Medical Association, Nigeria. We have 𝗪𝗲𝘄. We have the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, and the partner that brought us one of our experts for today, Successory. Thank you very much. So for the regulars at TeCLA, you already know how we roll. But for the people joining anew, this is going to be our agenda for today. I'm currently doing the introduction. Trust me that we'll try to stay on track for the discussion today, although we might elapse this 1 hour 30 minutes frame on which this agenda was formulated, but we try to make sure that we are as apt as possible with timing. So a brief about Pharmalat will be done by Dr. Japheth Wakili, pre-quiz just to have an idea of your knowledge currently on the topic we are addressing. Then the first lecture on the topic will be given by Dr. Steve Ogido, MNI. Then Dr. 𝗪𝗖𝗍𝗍𝗶𝘁 would be concluding it in his own lecture on the same topic. Then we'll have an open discussion, because I believe that this is probably what most of us are looking forward to. You want to ask questions, contribute. This is the section for you. Then we have a post quiz to understand, okay, what your new knowledge. is about now. So, and also Project TeCLA models the ECHO model, which uses video conference technology to leverage scarce healthcare resources. We bring specialists to share best practices with colleagues, use case-based learning, and continuous monitoring for program outcomes. So, and also we collect registration and participation data, questions and answers, chat comments and poll responses for our programs. Your individual data will be kept confidential and handled only by authorized personnel. This data may be used for reports, maps, communication, surveys, quality assurance, evaluation, research, and to inform new initiatives. And please also note that this session is being recorded, and we'll be sharing a PDF file of the slides after the session. So, okay. So, okay, I was trying to, we are having more participants. Let's share some participant tips. Please make sure that you have your camera on. If your camera is currently off, put it on. We want to engage with you visually. So put your camera on, and the facilitator will unmute you when you need to speak. Use the raise hand feature in Zoom when you want to speak. Kindly use the chat function for any questions. So if you have any questions at all through the course of the session, you can make use of the chat box. So, and we'll be moving straight ahead to the intro about Pharmalat. Very many of you have seen Pharmalat pop up. Probably you were a beneficiary from our grant initiative for young veterinarians, vetpreneurship, or you were an attendee for the campus store, maybe a previous TeCLA attendee or participant, and you've been wondering what exactly does Pharmalat do. So this session, this aspect is going to be educating you on Pharmalat, what we do, why we do what we do, where we are headed, and the goals. So Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗇𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂 will be handling this. Can you give us the brief about Pharmalat?
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Rhodia. Good morning, Dr. Stephen, Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗇𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂, my very CEO. Thank you for hosting me today. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, once again. So I'll be taking us for a ride about Pharmalat. Who is Pharmalat? Pharmalat is a leading African social enterprise committed to transforming animal health, livestock development, and veterinary service delivery across the continent. Over the years, Pharmalat has grown into a trusted partner for farmers, veterinary professionals, agri-businesses, and development organizations by providing innovation animal health solution, quality veterinary product, and professional technical support. Now, we've also been wondering, how did Pharmalat come about and what do we actually do? Pharmalat was founded out of a clear recognition that many livestock farmers across Africa face significant challenges in accessing quality animal health care, veterinary expertise, and reliable animal health products. These gaps often result in preventable disease outbreak, reduced productivity, economic losses, and threat to food security. So to address these challenges, Pharmalat was established on the principles of leadership, innovation, and services today. Today, the organization provides a wide range of solutions, including disease prevention and control, animal diagnosis and treatment, vaccination programs, farmers training, and veterinary consultancy services. Also, capacity development for veterinary professionals and access to high-quality animal health products. Okay, so Pharmalat is helping to build healthier livestock population and also a more profitable farming system. And also, sometimes we think about certain questions like, why do we keep doing what we do? At heart of Pharmalat work is a deep commitment to improving livelihood and strengthening African agricultural future. We recognize that animal health is directly linked to food security, economic growth, and public health and rural development. Every healthy animal represents income for farmers, food for the family, and stability for the community. This understanding continues to drive our mission to also empower livestock farmers, support veterinary professionals, and create sustainable solutions that deliver lasting impact across the continent. Where is Farm Alert today, and where is Farm Alert heading tomorrow? So this question has also been in the mind of many people, and I'll be answering that today. What began as a vision to improve animal health has grown into a Pan-African organization and operation across Africa. And these also include Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Cameroon, and believe me, we are going nationwide like America and so forth and other places, if possible, the mass. Through an expanding network of distribution centers and strategic partnership, Farm Alert continues to improve access to veterinary products and services in both urban and underserved communities. Today, the organization serves thousands of livestock farmers and animal owners while continuing to invest in innovation, professional development, and stronger animal health system across Africa. So where are we heading? As Farm Alert looks into the future, its focus remains clear: to advance animal health, empower livestock farmers, develop the next generation of veterinary leaders just like me and you, and also contribute meaningfully to more resilient and productive agricultural sector across Africa and the world. Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝘇𝗇𝗹𝗲 and Dr. 𝗪𝗿𝘀 for hosting me for this special program. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Japheth. I'm looking forward to that mass. Because it seems that's where the world is going, right? So thank you very much for that lovely introduction of Farm Alert. Farm Alert has a vision to be Africa's leading innovator in animal health, delivering breakthrough solutions, protecting animals and transforming communities. So we also have a mandate to be #1 in Africa by 2030 and to be a $100 billion company. We'll get there. So thank you very much once again, Dr. Japheth. Let's go strictly to the next thing on our agenda, which is the pre-quiz. So the idea behind the pre-quiz is to have an understanding of your current knowledge on the topic. So we have the pre and post quiz. This would help us evaluate how effective the session was. So we want to see your response on the question I'll be launching in some 2 seconds really. So this is the pre-quiz. It will pop up on your screen. So you just have to select, pick an answer. The poll is on already. The quiz is on. So this would be done within 5 minutes max. We now have about 93 participants and introductions are coming in. So please, let's engage. Let's fill the quiz. Let's have an understanding. What do you think? What's your current knowledge rate of the topic? Just 5 questions. Just 5 questions. Just 5 questions. So while we are at it, oh my, there are some introductions in the chat box ongoing already. We have from the Ministry of Livestock, Elkanah Samuel, thank you very much for joining. Salim Ahmad from University of Maiduguri, thank you. It's nice having you around. We have 𝗪𝗏𝗏, sorry for my pronunciation, Chioma Victoria, let me stick with Chioma. So thank you very much for joining, ma'am. From UNN, we have Abubakar Adamu from Zaria. From IBSA, thank you very much for joining. Chinenye Georgina from Abuja, thank you very much for joining. Let's all engage, please. Let's engage the quiz. Like I said, it's important to know what, and also we have Dr. Gani Enahoro on the call, like on the meeting. Thank you so much for joining, sir. When we are talking about legends in the veterinary field, this man is highly reputable. Thank you so much for joining the meeting. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir. So we have Simon Dorcas from ABU Zaria. Thank you for joining. While we're at it, I'm still looking. We have about 16%. The poll will be ending in some 3 minutes. Let's have you engage the quiz, please. Engage. So they are very simple questions. We just want to know what you currently understand about profitability. We need to understand where you are at first. So this will help to guide how we're going to approach the lecture. So we have Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝗶𝘁𝗯𝗶 from Livestock and Poultry Services, Katsina State. Thank you so much. Dr. 𝗣𝗂𝘇𝗍𝗶𝘁𝗍𝗶, Wildlife Veterinarian from 𝗪𝗂𝘇𝗍𝗶. Thank you for joining in. Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝗀𝗋, thank you from Lagos. Thank you, thank you. Okay, good. We are seeing some engagements, 35%, about 98 participants. We'll be ending the quiz brief like shortly, so ensure that you engage. Ensure that you engage. So, okay. 𝗩𝗲𝘁𝗳𝗶𝗁𝗶 from 𝗪𝗲𝘀 Abuja. Thank you for being a part of this. And also let us know what your expectations are. You can also, seize this as an opportunity to express what you have been battling with your business, what the challenges have been, what the hurdles have been. This could inform a choice of topic, for subsequent TeCLA sessions. So if you notice, there is a trend with our TeCLA topics. From survey, most people complain finance being a critical hindrance to the progress of their business. So the last TeCLA session, we discussed how to be bankable. How do you position your business in a way that it can get funding? So now we are hacking the profitability puzzle. So, that is external, getting funding. Now, how do you make money from your business? How do you not just keep sweating with little yield? So we need to resolve this. We have about 240 million Nigerians, 15,000 vets. There are so much more. Like there's so much more that can be done by veterinarians. So we need to fix this. So we have Samira Farouk from Kano. Okay, about 50% participation already for the poll. The poll will be ending in 30 seconds. If you've not engaged yet, please ensure you do so. Okay, good. Our participants, we now have above 100. Yes. So let's proceed. You can't see any quiz. Is this still so, Elkanah Samuel? It should have popped up on your screen by now. Okay, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you very much for everyone that engaged the poll. Your responses have been saved, and they'll be used for analysis. Thank you all so much once again. So now to the reason why many of us are here. To the reason what has brought us, why we have gathered. We are done with the pre-quiz. Let's meet our hub expert. You see, I've met Dr. Ogido a number of times, and he's an exceptional person. Like, he's a walking library, really. So, but let me not spoil it. Let's go into his profile. It's pretty interesting. Dr. Steve Ogido, MNI, is a member of the National Institute in Nigeria and is also a Commonwealth Scholar at the National Institute, Pune, India. A Mashav Scholar at the NEGEV Institute for Strategies of Peace and Development, Beersheba, Israel, and 𝗪𝗂𝘇𝗍𝗂 Meta National Institute for Cooperative Development in Pune, India. He studied project management, monitoring, and evaluation at Galilee College in Israel. He also studied microfinance at the Boulder Institute of Microfinance in Turin, Italy. He has been trained and certified as a microfinance trainer by the Asian Development Bank Institute, Tokyo Development Learning Center, accredited trainer by the International Labour Organization, ITCILO, Turin, Italy, and the World Bank's International Finance Corporation, as a business edge trainer and a MasterCard Foundation Scholar at the School of Africa Microfinance, a former course director of Kenya School of Africa Microfinance, and also a faculty member of the West African Institute of Finance and Management and ECOWAS Institute. He has also worked as a strategy consultant for the Supreme Court of Nigeria and the UNDP Nigeria and Africa Regional Office on the Facility for Inclusive Markets from 2011 to 2014. once certified to deliver youth inclusive financial services, YFS, another product to expand the reach of microfinance in the developing world in collaboration with Making Sense International. He also was appointed as a local service support provider and trainer for the German donor agency 𝗣𝗿𝗁𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗍𝗍 and Bread for the World, where he trained its 22 Nigerian partner organizations. He also worked as the BDS grant specialist on the World Bank MSME Rice Value Chain project and as the Kaduna State Coordinator on the World Bank State Level Private Sector Policy and Institutional Mapping Project, which was carried out by Nathan Associates in the United Kingdom. He was also the team leader and program management specialist for an unprecedented 3 terms for FGN IFAD RUFIN supervision mission for Nigeria from 2010 to 2012. Dr. Steve Ogidon, he's the MD and CEO of Successfree Nigeria Limited and chairman of Global Knowledge Group. He also chairs the board of directors of a microfinance bank and provides management support to a number of microfinance banks and businesses in Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, the Gambia, Ethiopia, Angola, South Africa, Mozambique, Kenya, Uganda, Sierra Leone, and the Royal Kingdom of Morocco. He's also a fellow of the United Kingdom Microfinance Association. You see, while reading his portfolio, I had to start thinking of all the countries in the world, and I was looking at which one I've not mentioned. He's been everywhere. He's an encyclopedia, and we are so glad to have him here today, sharing with us from his wealth of knowledge. I'm particularly elated that I have a writing book. I want to have a field note from his wisdom to dissect the profitability puzzle. If we are all having issues with finance, this man is on the task. He's going to get it. So thank you so much for joining us today, despite your very busy schedule, and to educate us on the topic. Dr. Ogidon, sir, you have the floor. Thank you very much, sir. Let's please, from wherever you are, unmute, put on your camera and give him a round of applause. You read the profile, you heard, you listened to his portfolio. Please, let's give him a thank you. Hey, I'm seeing Salim Ahmad. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Dr. Ogidon, you have the floor, sir. Sir, you are currently muted, sir.
No, we will need to make him a co-host so that he can unmute himself.
Okay, he's currently a co-host. Sir, you are currently mute, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Good.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Odia, Dr. Femi. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'm very delighted to be here. Yes, I'm unmuted now. Thank you. So I'm delighted to be here, and I thank you for this opportunity. And we do not take it for granted that God has given us the privilege to be part of this journey and to be talking about things that generally medical doctors, veterinary doctors, veterinarians, most of the time you overlook this aspect of your practice. You focus so much attention on your practice, on the technical knowledge, that the business side of the enterprise is often overlooked. So I will share my slide and we will start the conversation from there. Share. Good. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, you can see your slide.
Okay, thank you very much. So this morning we'll be talking about the profitability puzzle, why veterinary businesses work hard but they hand less. And this is a major aspect of the enterprises. My profile has already been read by Dr. Godia, and then you will have access to this slide later. But I will just go straight to the presentation. What are we going to be doing in the next 1 hour? We will look at the paradox, why efforts at handling have decoupled in veterinary businesses. Then we look at the opportunities. Africa animal health growth story. Why isn't it reaching every practice? And the recurring reasons, hardworking practices underhand. And then what are the mathematical issue here? A work example, a busy boss broke practice, and we are going to offer 5 levers to profit. a turnaround framework you can apply more as go back to your do some concrete steps and question and answer, and then we will move forward. What is the paradox of hardworking practice? You have long hours, full waiting rooms, thin and unpredictable profit. Why are we not making the kind of money we are expected to make? Unfortunately, veterinarians in your clinic, most of the time, you are always having to keep two patients. You have the animal and you have the owner of the animal. And you must be able to see the perspective from which these enterprises are operating. Busy clinics, thin margins, a familiar story. For the purpose of this illustration, will you spend 12 to 14 hours, which is a typical working day for an owner-operator veterinary practice, clinical work, admin, and after hours emergencies combined. Then 1 in 3 rough shares of practice revenue that quietly leaks out through underpricing, drug wastages, and uncollected fees. And you have less than 10% net margin. Many small clinical practices report far below what the effort invested will have suggested. And most of the time, we see money coming in and going, but the margin of profit is extremely low that it does not justify the effort that you have put into your training, the commitment you have put into your practice, and the investment you have done in your clinics. This is a sector that is growing fast around you. Africa animal health economy is expanding. The question is, who captures the growth? Who captures the profit? Who captures the opportunities there? You are doing the work, and most of the time, you present yourself as somebody doing public service obligation, which nobody is actually paying for. The animal health economy is not standing still. By 2021, we are looking at 4.2 billion economy. Africa veterinary sector revenue was estimated at $4.2 billion in 2021. And it is projected by 2027 to be like $9.1 billion as awareness, vaccine access, and demand for animal source food is rising. And the wider Middle East and Africa veterinary healthcare market was valued at about $3.2 billion in 2024, and the forecast that it will reach $6.91 billion by 2033. This is a sustained 6.8 annual growth path that will continue to influence the market. It will continue to influence the sector. Livestock animal health still commands the majority of regional revenue, well over half, while companion animal care is the fastest growing segment as urban pet owners continue to rise. So why doesn't the sector grow? Why doesn't sector growth reach the clinic floor? Why are you not making the kind of money? I give you a practical example. I was in the US earlier in the year, and one of my friends was talking to me. So we now met a lady who told me that, oh, she has just separated with the other one. Oh, I said, sorry about it. She said, no, sorry. We still see each other regularly. I said, then how come you told me you have separated? He said, no, we have a common dog. And then during the separation, the court could not decide who is going to take care of the dog. So it is agreed that on Monday to Friday, the dog will be with me. On Saturday, Sunday, the dog goes to the former husband. So you can see how people are emotionally attached to their animals. So if people are emotionally attached to their animal, they are really interested in spending money to take care of the animals. But why are this money not getting to the floor of your clinic? This is the essence of our conversation. What is growing? Demand for animal source food is growing. Vaccine and medicine availability is growing geometrically. Companion animal ownership is growing, and donor and government livestock program is growing. And this is why Nigeria has Ministry of Livestock Development, which we never had since independence. And what is not growing? What is not growing with it is that owner pricing confidence is not growing. You lack the capacity to be able to charge for your fee. Then financial system and key performance indicator discipline. And you also have delegation and staff structures. Then diversify recurring revenue. These are things that are not growing in the sector. And if these don't grow, honestly, you will not be able to make the kind of money you are supposed to be making in the sector. Then the 8 pieces of profitability puzzle. What are the 8 recurring patterns behind hardworking and underhanding practices? I'll give you the example of Nigeria Prison Service, Nigeria Correctional Center. During the National Assembly public hearing, on the feeding of inmates. You discover that Nigeria Correctional Service is spending more money to feed the animals, their dogs, more than the prisoners. It shows that the importance that they attach to the dog. Then go to police headquarters also. The K9, the first animal department spend more money to take care of the animals than they spend in the medical facility that is taking care of the police. So it shows that they are ready to spend money, but how do we capture the value? Then this is what brings us to the 8 recurring patterns behind hardworking and underhanded practices. Number 1, underpricing. We have a cost-blind and guilt-driven fees. We have seen veterinary doctors. Dr. Bala was sharing with me one day and we were talking about it. He said, no, Bala Mohammed. He said the people will not be able to pay. I said, now, is it the people that will not be able to pay, or you are not charging the appropriate pricing for your services? I said, the manufacturer of your vaccine that they are bringing into Nigeria, do they say that Nigerians will not be able to pay? And do they fix their prices on our ability to pay? Then the second one, you have owner-operator trap. No delegation, no systems. Oh, it's Dr. Femi I want to see. If I don't see him, no other person. So if Dr. Femi is removed from the scene, or he has to travel to go and do business development meetings, he has to do higher level engagement, nobody will be able to do it until veterinary doctors move away from the owner-operator trap and you delegate and you have systems that will run without you. You will not be able to capture the appropriate value. Then you have revenue concentration, one client, species, or service. You are doing just one thing. You did not diversify, and then you discover that your revenue will continue to go down. Then you have idle capacity, high fixed cost, low utilization. You spend money to have a laboratory. You spend money to establish animal hotel, and then you are unable to capture the value. You discover that most of the time, the animal hotel in other parts of the world is more expensive than human hotel, because many of the expatriates, when they want to travel, they need visa for their animals. But most of the time, they will not get the visa. And if they don't get that visa and they needed to travel, they will need to take their animals to the animal hotel, where they will put them in the rooms, and the vet doctor is going to be taking care of the animals, the feeding and everything. Then we have leakage and shrinkage, wastage, uncollected fees. You have fees you have not collected, you are more excited because the animal is feeling fine and the owner is happy. Then you did not collect your money until there's another crisis with the animal. Then no financial cockpit, no key performance indicator, and no unit economics. A financial cockpit is your dashboard that will continue to tell you that what am I putting in? Where am I going? It's like a pilot. You are flying your plane, you check yourself, the fuel, will it carry me to where I'm going? My tires, my everything, are they okay? Then if I want to land, do I have enough visibility? And the moment you don't have enough visibility, you will not be able to manage your key performance indicator, and then you will not know the unit of economics. How many must you sell to be able to cover your costs? You have invested in your clinic, you have invested in your practice, and you have invested in yourself. You must be able to charge appropriate prices. Then single revenue stream, no diversification or recurring income. You must be able to charge even for retainership. It's not just a question of, oh, it's only when the animal is sick that we charge for, but when the animal is not sick and they have the opportunity, the leverage to be able to call you to come and check, then you will not be able to earn enough money. You must earn enough money and more money from consultancy than even the treatment. I give you an example. When I was in Israel, there was a challenge with a clinic. The clinic said, oh, when people come to this clinic, we treat them, they feel better, they don't come back again. Then the owner of the clinic, when we were looking at the business development aspect, he said, we don't want to make money from treatment. We want to make money from checkups. We want to make money from referrals, and we want to make money from routine activities. And that is what we give them more money. We now discover that the challenge was not that the people did not want to come back. The challenge is that the follow-up was very poor. The receptionist will pick a phone, and then call the client and say, oh, Mr. So, thank you. You came to our clinic 6 months ago. You are supposed to come back. Why did we not see you? The guy will say, oh, I'm not sick. I'm okay. If I'm sick, again, you will see me. Until they change their business model, we say, now, don't just call them and tell them that you are supposed to come back. When you call them, tell them that we have 3 days for you. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and next week is your checkup. Pick one of the 3 days. Immediately, the guy will pick one day. So Monday is so busy for me, I will come on Wednesday. And when you are following up on Tuesday, you now say you promise you are coming, and you are holding the man to his promise. And that is how to diversify your revenue. Then you have weak value communication. You are treated as a commodity price chopped, not a service. So you must be able to look at the value communication. How do you communicate the value you are delivering? Let's now pick them one by one. Underpricing. Fees set by guilt, not please. Ask a vet doctor, how do you charge? You say, I look at the window. When you look at the window, what do you see? You see your neighbor. Your neighbor is carrying inefficiencies and you are putting the inefficiencies, and your neighbor is giving free service and you want to give free service. To what? You look at your neighbor's clinic, to what clients say they can afford, not the true cost of delivering the service. So until you are able to do appropriate pricing, not just a question of, oh, what do I feel Dr. 𝗪𝗖𝗍 will be able to pay. I don't want to offend her. I want her. This is what I now look at it I look at your capacity to fix the price. Cost component frequently left out of pricing. For example, cold chain maintenance, drug wastage, staff time, transport, and the owner's own labor. You leave all those things out when you are doing your costing and pricing. You just say, oh, I've just administered the drug. Before you administer the drug, there's a knowledge of the drug to apply. Did you charge for the knowledge? Then there is the cold chain, where you keep the drug in anticipation of who will come for it. There's a cost to it. I give you another example. We were doing a strategy for a tomato manufacturing company in Israel. And we discovered, because tomato is a seasonal product, they said, oh, let us buy tomato in the season, and we store them in the warehouse, and the temperature control of the warehouse will make the tomato to be fresh throughout the period. And then now, in fixing the price, they say, yes, we bought the tomato cheap, and we must be able to keep the same price after the processing. We said, but you must put the cold chain price. It costs ×3 to keep a basket of tomato in a freezer for 1 month, because of the electricity and because of the cold chain management. Most of the time, vet doctors don't charge for the cold chain maintenance, drug wastage, staff time, transportation, and owner's labor. Then we have the community and personal relationship pressure. But doctors, we grew up together. They say, oh, I know him before. I know Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝗁, she's my sister, we've been talking. You must be able to give me free service. Was she getting free service from the vaccine manufacturer? Was she getting free service from the landlord where she is renting the clinic? Was she getting free service from petrol station when she needs to fuel her car? So all those things pushes prices below break even on a recurring basis. And the result, every additional client seen can increase revenue while barely moving and even eroding actual profit. So until we're able to price appropriately, we will not be able to get the kind of money we are looking for on the floor of the clinic. Then secondly, owner-operator trap. You are the bottleneck. Most of the time, you are the problem. The principal veterinarian is simultaneously the clinician, receptionist, the pharmacist, the debt collector, and the accountant. Most of the human clinics, most of the hospitals, when you go there, it is not the doctor that is going to bill you. The administrative officer will bill you. The doctor will just treat you, pass the papers to the admin, the front desk, where they will now tell you your bill. So when you are now trying to negotiate to plead, there's no sympathy. You have been treated. And when you are now going to the pharmacy to collect your medication, your drugs, there's no sympathy. The price is already fixed. So debt collector again and the accountant, because you are everything, you don't charge for those services. Then revenue growth is capped by one person, physical hours in one day, and there is no way to scale beyond the owner's stamina. Most of the time, you have no stamina, you are tired, you overwork yourself, and you don't bill for it. Without documented procedures, the practice cannot function or maintain quality. When the owner is away or sick or scaling up, there's a challenge. This is why the owner must be able to work and then delegate. Delegation is often avoided out of belief that no one else will do it as well, which becomes a self-fulfilling ceiling on growth. When you believe that you are the only one who can do it, you have already done what pastors will call one, self-fulfilling ceiling of growth. You cannot go beyond this, because whether you like it or not, you have 24 hours. Out of the 24 hours, you must sleep. Out of the 24 hours, you must do health and hygiene. Out of the 24 hours, you must do your physical exercise. And out of the 24 hours, you must attend to your family. So the remaining hour, you now have the challenge. The remaining hours, you now have the challenge of managing your time. You must be able to delegate. You will get the slide. Somebody is requesting that whether you get the slide, you will get it. Then revenue concentration, one client species or ceasing away from crisis. Many practices depend heavily on a small number of large livestock clients. A single dominant species and one seasonal peak, festive period, poultry and ruminants demand. Then a single client's cash flow problem, a disease outbreak, or an off-season low can swing monthly revenue and reduce it by 30 to 50% or more. Then concentration also shows up in referral sources. Dependence on one input supplier, relationship, or government or donor agency, or program or contract. Then diversified practices across species, client types, and service line. Absorb shocks and you will sink treated one. Then idle capacity, expensive assets sitting underutilized. You have what do you call it? You have a theater where you perform operations on your surgery on your animals, but it's underutilized because you are not doing partnership with other people. Clinic space, diagnostic equipment, cold chain storage, and vehicles have fixed cost. Whether they are used at 30% or 90% of capacity, they must be. And we must learn from what 𝗪𝗲𝘃 is doing. Most of the time, when there was a project that we were working with Ministry of Health, and they discovered that, look, they have challenge of cold chain. And we are the one now suggesting to them, I said, turn your competitors to collaborators. Turn your competitors to collaborators so that you can use 𝗪𝗲𝘃's cold chain facility. You can use 𝗪𝗲𝘃's facility. 𝗪𝗲𝘃 is dealing with animal, but you are dealing with human being, but the two of you are dealing with cold chain. You are dealing with vehicles. You are dealing with logistics. You must be able to work with each other. Then appointment scheduling gaps, underused mobile and ambulatory slot and equipment for prestige rather than throughput and all raise and break-even point. So you must be able to know which one do I really need. Do you need a mobile ambulance? When you really don't have do the service, it's a status symbol. Then two practices with identical revenue can have different profitability purely because one uses its fixed asset more intensively than the other. Then utilization, not just one revenue, its profitability level most owners never actually measure. Then leakage and shrinkage, death by 1,000 small cuts, drug and vaccine wastage from poor stock rotation, broken cold chain, and expired inventory quietly erodes margin every month. Look at the example of pharmacies across Abuja in particular. The margin of profit for pharmaceutical business is as high as 48%. So, but for vet doctors, the margin is as low as 12%. So informal and paper-based record keeping makes it very easy for services rendered to go unbilled, for cash collected to go unreconciled, and credit extended informally to clients, pay next month. You see, the moment you are saying pay next month and they are keeping your money, you are losing money. Without a system to track and recover it, it becomes slow, invisible, and the business will be bleeding. Then none of these losses show up in a single dramatic event, which is exactly why they survive undetected for years. You will think you are doing well, you will think you are making money. You can see the volume of money, but you don't have the margin that will make you to be sustainable. And let me give you a typical example. This is what we tell consultants and we tell vet doctors and practice and professionals. We said for every 100 naira that comes to your account as the cost of your service, you have 10% company income tax, you have 7.5% VAT, and you have 1% stamp duty, and you have 1.5% commission on turnover. 20% is already gone. Then if your business must grow, add another 10%, which is what we call capitalization for growth. 30% is already gone. Before you will now look at the cost of medication, the cost of services and everything, by the time you do all those things, you had another 45%. You are already working in the neighborhood of 20 plus 45.
Okay, I think his network went off for a bit, for a brief, and like he's like at a point that was really okay. Let's just wait for about a minute and see if it comes back. I was talking about leakage and shrinkages in businesses, and oh, it's back now.
Yes.
Welcome back, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it was the network. Sorry, it was the option. What happened? Yes, I think it was the network. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry about the glitch. So the no financial cockpit. The moment you don't have financial cockpit, you will not know where most owners can describe how busy last month was, but where is the profit? Without separating personal money from business finances, you have challenge. Then this business decision, hiring, pricing, and expansion. Then you cannot manage what you don't measure. A few practices measure anything and beyond total cash. So you must measure everything. You must know what is there and what you don't have. And then you look at you look at single revenue stream. You must be able to diversify and do different approaches. Then weak value communication, price like a commodity. You must be able to see what value are you delivering. Silence on value invites price shopping. Clear communication of value invites loyalty. When you communicate the value, you will have the loyalty. Yes, prices that can explain value, prevention, avoid losses, faster recovery, and high productivity gain. All this will be able to do for you. On differentiate, if you have a weak value proposition communication, you are undifferentiated, then you will be fighting price war. And when you fight price war, you are going to lose, because what you are offering is beyond the prices. Now let's quickly make it real, and then let's look at the math of a busy but broke practice. This is an illustration. For example, you have the line items. Most of you don't cost for this line. You don't cost for the line item. Consultation and treatment bill, 2.4 million naira per annum, 120 visits at an average fee below true cost. Then drug and vaccine, inclusive of wastage, you have already lost 950,000 there. Then staff and owners equivalent time, 700,000. Owners own hours that you did not account for. Then rent, utilities, transport, and cold chain, 430,000. Then uncollected informant credit, 180,000. And net monthly, you discover you have 140,000. So when you have 140,000 naira from a 2.4 million naira Despite that your clinic is fully booked and everything, you are underperforming. If you want to go by the calculation we did at the beginning, when we are looking at the cost and everything, when you have a 2.4 million naira turnover based on 120 visit to the clinic, you must be talking in the neighborhood of at least 600,000. So that you'll be able to budget, you'll be able to account for every other thing. So let's look from puzzle to profit. What are the 5 levers? This is a practical turnaround framework you can start applying immediately. Number 1, price on value. You must price on value, cost-based, value-anchored fees. You must build your cockpit. 5 numbers tracked quickly. Then you must diversify and recall new channels. New channels. Can you hear me?
Yeah, audible, sir. We're with you. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. And you can still
Yes,
see my slide. Then systematize and delegate. You must have standard of procedure. You must have roles and responsibility for your key staff, and you must have technology to track and monitor them. And then you must manage capacity and cash. Cash utilization, credit disciplines, and reserve. All those things will help you to do. Let's start by looking at the price on what? The price on value, not on guilt. Cost every service. Hard drugs cost, staff time, overhead allocation, and a target margin before quoting any fee. Don't look at my capacity to pay. Look at what you are delivering, the value you are giving me. Set a floor price publicly. Agree on a minimum fee with staff so no one negotiates below break-even in the moment. Then separate charity from pricing. Decide deliberately which client and cases receive concession as budgeted decision, not an accident. Then review prices quarterly. Input costs, drug, fuel, and feed. Move costs, move fast, fee frozen for a few years quietly becomes underpricing. Then build the cockpit, financial cockpit. Track 5 numbers. What are the 5 numbers? The cash in, the cash out, the gross margin per service line, and the top 3 clients concentration and days of cash reserve. Cash in, cash out, gross margin per service line, top 3 clients concentration, and days of cash reserve. If you are getting more than 50% of your income from your top 3 client concentration, you are not operating a business. You are in hostage situation. When very few clients can determine what happens to your profitability, you have a crisis in your hand. Then separate personal and business account. This single step done consistently resolves a majority of the confusions business owners have about real profitability. You think you have money, you must be able to separate it. Then use a simple ledger or app, a basic spreadsheet or low-cost bookkeeping tools. Use consistently, outperform an expensive system. Then review monthly. What gets measured gets done. What gets rewarded gets repeated. You already have the instrument in your clinical practice. Bring the same discipline into your enterprise. What you need is knowledge of how to run the business. Diversify and build recurring revenue. Add retail consumables, introduce wellness, health plans, explore digital and AI-enabled channels, and reduce single client dependence. Set an internal cap. No single client above 20 to 25% of our revenue, and actively grow beyond and diversify. Then systematize and delegate. Write down your top 10 processes: intake, train, billing, drug dispensing, and follow-up. Documented once, repeated by any trained staff. Then hire or train for delegation deliberately. Identify the 2 or 3 tasks only you should be doing. Move everything off your desk within the first 90 days. Then use technology to extend capacity, and then build successor mindset after you, who is the person. Then manage capacity, credit, and cash. Track utilization, not just revenue. Set formal credit policy. Build a cash reserve. You must have a policy. The business is your life. Don't let anybody kill you. Run the business as if your life depends on it. Right size fixed asset to real demand, not just what you buy for fun. Then your first 90 days, what you should be doing is sequence realistic starting point, not everything at once. This is how you should go. The first day 1 to 30 to the 31 month, see clearly. Clarity of mind is the best. Separate personal and business money. Start tracking the 5 cockpit numbers we have given you. Then cost one service line fully, end to end. Then 31 to 60, stop the bleeding. Set a floor price and a formal credit policy. Document your top 5 recurring processes. Identify your single largest concentration risk. And for 61 to 90 days, build for growth. Pilot one revenue stream or wellness plan. Delegate 2 tasks off the owner's desk and review utilization and right size 1 fixed cost and then know the direction. So the puzzle was never the market. It was pricing. It was delegation. It was concentration, capacity leakage, measurement, diversification and concentration, all quietly working against one another in an economy that is otherwise growing. Price value, build the cockpit, diversify and recall, systematize and delegate, and then manage capacity and cash as you grow. If you do that, you'll be able to move your business into profitability. Working hard has never been your problem. Let's help you keep more of what that hard work has. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Can we all give him a round of applause? Like, it has to be the kind that we can hear, even though it's virtual. I mean, that was such a detailed, when I was reading his profile, I said that our 𝗑𝗍𝘗𝗶 is a walking encyclopedia. He has years, and his experience is so diverse across various regions. So thank you so much for that. I loved the way you handled all the notes as puzzle pieces. So you picked them all one after the other, putting emphasis on the things that need like utmost attention. Thank you so much. I believe that everyone on this meeting have a full note. Yeah, we are having thank yous from several people from the chat box. Amira Farouk. We have from Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍. Apologies if I murdered your name. From Dr. Matthew, thank you so much. Like, I know that we are all very yearning to ask questions, but to make sure that everything is organized, we have a separate section for question and answer that will be coming after what's the second 𝗪𝗍𝘗𝗶, that's Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝘍𝗂. You have room to ask your question. So thank you so much, Dr. Ogidon, for that. That was such an insightful details. So I have a I have a packed notebook. I don't know if you can see it from there. Oh, okay. So thank you. I'm looking forward to using this personally, like for my personal life even and planning. So thank you so much, sir. You can drop your questions in the chat box while we wait for the Q&A session. But the next thing on our agenda is the part 2 of this conversation that will be given by Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝘍𝗂, and he's here on the call with us. So before he proceeds, let me read his portfolio. This man is my boss. And if you have heard Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝘍𝗂 speak, you would know that he's someone that is very passionate about growth, is passionate about development, is passionate about fixing things. So like I am telling you that it's going to be an interesting discussion. So let's meet our next 𝗪𝗍𝘗𝗶. Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝘍𝗂 is an accomplished veterinarian, social entrepreneur, and visionary leader whose work continues to shape the future of veterinary medicine, enterprise development, and youth empowerment across Africa. Renowned for his strategic leadership and commitment to innovation, he has built a distinguished career advancing animal health while creating sustainable opportunities for communities and veterinary professionals. Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝘍𝗂 made history as the youngest elected member of the governing board of Veterinary Council of Nigeria, where he played a pivotal role integrating technology into council's operations, significantly improving the regulation and administration of veterinary practice nationwide. His contributions to social innovation and animal health have earned him international recognition, including being named an Ashoka Fellow in 2018 and making more health fellow in 2020. Driven by a passion for community development, Dr. Kayode works closely with livestock farmers and underserved communities, promoting solutions that improve not only animal welfare but also the livelihoods and well-being of people. His approach to development emphasizes community participation, empowerment, and long-term impact. As the founder and chief executive officer of 𝗪𝗏, a multi-million-dollar animal healthcare company, Dr. Kayode has transformed access to affordable veterinary services in underserved communities across Africa. Under his leadership, 𝗪𝗏 has established distribution centers in Abuja, Lagos, Adamawa, Ibadan, Kano, Taraba, Port Harcourt, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Cameroon, extending its reach across West Africa. Through the organization's initiative, over 32 veterinarians have been empowered to establish and grow their own veterinary practices, contributing significantly to the strengthening of the veterinary ecosystem. Beyond his work in animal health, Dr. Kayode is deeply committed to developing the next generation of African leaders. He is the founder of the Kayode Consulting Council, a consulting and leadership development organization that equips young people with the skills and mindset needed to drive innovation and impact. He also founded 𝗕𝗂𝘀, a university-based platform that fosters leadership, mentorship, collaboration, and entrepreneurship among students. A devoted family man, Dr. Kayode is married to Margaret, and he is the proud father of 4 children, 𝗟𝗲𝘀, Eniola, Ayomi, and Adeogo, whose love and support continue to inspire his work and impact. In the most recent escapades, Dr. Kayode is also one of the leading advocates for AI and artificial intelligence in Africa. He's the founder of 7AI Africa. So please, ladies and gentlemen, with a loud round of applause, let us welcome our next experts that will be speaking on the profitability puzzle, why veterinary businesses work hard but earn less. So let's have Dr. Kayode Femi. So you have the floor, sir. Welcome, sir.
All right, thank you, Dr. Rodia, and I'm impressed. Well done. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you, sir.
I almost wanted to tell you not to read my profile after Dr. Steve has spoken. So a quick disclaimer, I'm not sure if I want to refer myself as a home expert in this regard. Dr. Steve is the vice president of our advisory board. So you see, 𝗪𝗏 intelligence didn't just come from heaven. We use very good hands. So one of those days after working in 𝗪𝗏 for working hard for for 5 years, we had this, and he said we don't have a business. So you can imagine how somebody tells you you don't have a business after 5 years of hard work. And that was why I thought this meeting was really very apt for him to lead. I'm just going to add my perspective. So having said that, I want to thank Dr. Steve for please coming. We have quite a lot of questions to ask him. He has been able to help 𝗪𝗏 navigate one of our toughest moments, and I will be talking about that briefly. I'm not going to take 25 minutes. I'm just going to take 10 minutes. So please pay a bit of some rapt attention so that we can allow ourselves ask each other questions and grow together. So thank you, Dr. Rodia, for the invite. And I want to also thank all 𝗪𝗏 team working hard to ensure this is a success. So the profit, I don't have slides, and the reason why I really don't want to create slides is so that I can talk from experience, what we are currently experiencing in 𝗪𝗏, or what my knowledge is in the veterinary field, and to see how I can put context to everything that we are going to be learning today. The industry, as Dr. Steve has said, is large. While he was having his class, I went to Google and said, how much does the livestock industry contribute to the African market annually? And the figure that popped up on my screen is $210 billion. $210 billion. That's quite some funds. So why don't we, why are we not, why are there vets that are unemployed? The answer is yes. Are there vets that are struggling? The answer is yes. So the critical question we need to ask ourselves is why? And I think that's the question we're not asking ourselves enough in the veterinary profession. We're not asking why enough. And so again, I think about it. So why don't we ask why enough? Maybe because we're afraid of the answer. Why can reset the way we do things? So a supplier, somebody who supplied Pharmalat, and we grew on that supplier's backbone for about 3-4 years or so. And the supplier controls about 70% of our revenue. And then our truck was parked in Lagos one certain afternoon. And the supplier called from the US and said, don't sell to Pharmalat again. And overnight, we lost 60 to 70% of our revenue. So imagine the infrastructure we spent years building. Imagine the number of associate staffs that we call ourselves associate that we have. And then a single person from the US unplugged our plug in just one phone call to Nigeria, his Nigerian center, and said, don't sell to Pharmalat. And all the structure we've built in 4 or 5 years went down crumbling. We ran to Dr. Steve Ogidon. And you know, one of the key things he said it today, but I think some of us did not pay attention. He said, if you have 2-3 clients controlling a bulk part of our revenue, he said you don't have a business. When he said that, like you poured water on my face that day, I was looking like a jellyfish. I said, so all our hard work, we don't have a business. He said, we have a hostage situation. If somebody controls over 70%, and we've spent the last 1 year rewriting the model, rewriting the script. Fortunately for us, because of a few things here and there and the quality of advice we got, we have bounced back, and we are much more profitable than the slavery we were doing in the old system. And so asking yourself why drives down to the fundamentals of what you do. So why am I struggling? Why can one person pull the plug on an entire structure I've built and everything come crashing? And you see, even as a profession, for the people in the industry, the trading industry, there's something coming, TeMu. And I hate to call them, but you eventually know about them. What Lagos is selling, let's say selling at 10,000. TeMu is now manufacturing in China and selling to Nigeria at 2,000-3,000. We need to start asking ourselves fundamental questions in the veterinary profession. First, why are we where we are? And what is most likely going to happen that will put all of us out of jobs? And that's why meetings like this, it's important. So I think we don't own the infrastructure. Despite it contributes over 200 billion, the livestock industry contributes over 200 billion. A lot of us are struggling because we don't even own the system where the money runs. We don't own the system. We are a pawn in an industry that we should be the king. And pardon me if I'm going to offend your sensibility, because the reason for this meeting is to drive fundamental change. I asked our IT person, we wanted to make a decision, a strategic decision to change a few things, the way we run business. And I tell our IT team to download the list of our top 60 partners, we call partners, customers, B2B, in the entire West Africa, and tell me the revenue each of them did in the last 3 months and rate them. Number 1 is not a vet. Number 2 is not a vet. Number 3 is not a vet. Number 4 is not a vet. Number 5 is not a vet. Number 6 is not a vet. Number 7 is not a vet. A vet showed up at number 8 in ranking. So, the industry where we should be king, we are pawns, because we don't own the infrastructure. We don't own the supply chain. The pet industry largely is driven by somebody who is not in Nigeria, in the US. Bulk of the we are slaving And some people are taking the money because we don't own the infrastructure. And guess what? In another 1 year, China will own the best part of the revenue from veterinaries, from the veterinary space in Africa. Because again, we don't own the infrastructure, we don't own the supply chain. So why are these gaps? And I outlined why Dr. Steve was talking. I outlined 5 major gaps we need to close. First of all, is even from the foundation that produced us as vets, the intake gap. We are getting in people, and we need to stop this madness. We're getting in people who are disgruntled about a profession they are supposed to change. Some of us were in that. So I didn't apply. I applied for human medicine. And I wasn't giving human medicine. I was giving vet medicine. I did JAM again. I wasn't giving the human medicine. I was giving JAM, veterinary medicine again. And so, but again, over the time, I changed. But how many people undergo that level of transformation? There are people who are in vet medicine who are not in love with vet medicine. That intake gap, and I see that there are some lecturers here in this call. We need to resolve that intake gap and start getting in people who are interested in the profession they are supposed to change. You can get a horse to the river, you cannot force the horse to take water. We need to start figuring out, and intentional, not because we want to make money. We are the cause of sometimes our problem because we're getting people who just want to go to, if you want to go to school, go to social sciences, leave us in vets. Like, apologies if there are social scientists here. I don't mean anything really very negative, but leave us alone. And I think we need to start resolving that intake gap, the training gap. We're taught in a manner that makes us practitioner, not business owners. And how far can that take us? Really? How far can that take us? I was on YouTube last week, and there's a certain school in Switzerland that kings and priests, people, big people, who really want their children to grow into royalty and have that subconscious command. There's a school they send their children to. They don't teach them what they teach you in school. You know, there's level to these trainings, right? Sometimes we learn a lot of garbage. There's a training required to take leadership in the veterinary profession. And we need to start intentionally infusing that. We've said so much about it. And I think the lecturer in this place can advocate for, bring people who are successful. We are underutilizing people like Dr. Alasa. Dr. Alasa has built one of the most phenomenal training, Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗀 of blessed memory. Dr. Odunton, we are underutilizing those people because those people have grown their practice to a level where the entire nation understands them. You cannot ask a lizard to train a lion, right? And not to belittle the quality of lecturers we have. You have your strength. But if it is industry giants we want, we have to now start intentionally bringing giants to train giants. There's no magic, and there's no kind way of saying these things. Somebody who left school, became a lecturer immediately after running masters with 0-word experience can teach 0-word approach. We cannot neglect what they teach, but the world is evolving. I'm just giving you practical statistics. I said I asked us to compile the entire revenue of each of our customers in the entire West Africa, and vet did not rank from number 1 to 7. And if I start sharing with you the details of people, because it got me thinking, I started looking at the people who are even in the first 7. One of them did not go to school. One of them did not go to school. See, I think we know too much. But we are not being, our training is not yet complete if we need to take over the industry. We have the funding gap, but I don't want to stay on that. Then we have the mentality gap. We still think very small in the profession. We are still afraid. You know, Dr. Steve also brought these things to the bare front that we don't charge enough. And I give example of Dr. Puspa, House of Pluto. I brought Dr. Puspa to ABU. And we're in ABU, in the institution that is training our future vet. So again, ABU, of course, were naturally ahead. But one of the key things I told the student is that stop practicing charging 2,000. Where can 2,000? 2,000 doesn't even fill my recharge card in one day. I said, better practice charging 500,000, 1 million, and give a discount. If you charge 500,000, give a discount of 498,000. It's a better training than saying that your bill is 2,000. Anybody you give bill to 2,000 cannot save you. Not save you. It's not safe. So we need to start teaching our students how to think big. They flew somebody from Lagos to Abuja to take blood sample when we have a lot of vets in this place. Why? Because they didn't even believe that you can solve their problem. And it's a mentality problem. We still have a chicken mentality problem. And then we have the finally, and I won't stop here, the courage gap. We're afraid, what if we fail? So what if I fail? So what if you don't fail? So what if you don't fail? A lot of vets will be saved. The industry will be saved. We will be proud. We will be inspired. So when you consider what if you fail, also consider what if that failure is not permanent and you can make use of it. So in a way of rounding up, before we start picking questions, I'd like you to decide what you want. How much do you even really want? Because everything starts from that decision. 1 million a month, 10 million a month, 400 million a month, 1 billion a month. The decision is not going to come from a platform like this. It has to come from you. So what's your goal? What's your financial goal in running that clinic? You know, Dr. Steve has mentioned that some don't even know exactly what it is at the end. I will allow Dr. Steve deal with that in question and answer. But decide what you want. Do you want 1 million? Somebody walked into our practice, and then in one of our meetings, we were sharing a few of our numbers, and the person could not even comprehend that a vet practice could earn that much. Because just decide what you want. If you decide what you want, if it is 1 billion a month you want, just X-ray, because there's no amount of food a chicken will eat to be an ostrich. X-ray, whether that clinic can give you, if it's remotely even possible for that clinic to give you 1 billion. But if it is 1 million, of course, a clinic can give you 1 million, 10 million, a clinic can give you, but it's all your decision. Decide what you want. Ask yourself the critical question, is my ladder leaning against the right wall? Does this present structure support my ambition? Does it support my growth? Once you have that, pick a model or a mentor. I have people I look up to. I've had the privilege of sitting in the same space with Dr. Alasa, Dr. Dunton for almost 4 or 5 hours. I was soaking all their lessons. I was soaking all their knowledge. I had the privilege, Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗄 of blessed memory, of asking him questions 1 hour uninterrupted before he passed out. I was soaking all their knowledge. I asked myself questions daily. Because you see, you don't even need to reinvent the wheel if you can learn this lesson. And some of these old people, I wouldn't say old, but who have gone ahead of us, they have lessons to teach us. Have mentors, have models, ask questions. I just announced here when I was starting, Dr. Gideon literally told us after 5 years of working hard. I wish I'd met him earlier when I was starting what we now call Pharmalat. He said we don't have a business. After 5 years of working hard, why waste your life when somebody can give you the answer? Then copy and paste. Learn what works. Reiterate. Figure out how it can be compatible with yours. Learn. Copy and paste. There's no crime in copying and paste. It's school system that punishes us for copying other people's answer. And we need to destroy that madness from our minds. Copy. If it's working, one of my biggest mistakes in our local production was not copying what was working. I wanted to reinvent my own answer because something is already working. First of all, copy that one first and make it work. Then now use your own ingenuity to make it better. But first of all, is copy and paste. In school, you are punished and you are expelled or you are rusticated. In real life, you will make money. And finally, keep building. Don't allow anything discourage you. success will not come overnight. It's an illusion to think that overnight you will wake up and everything will be successful. I wore the Keep Building shirt. I don't know whether you can see, and that's become one of my most phenomenal phrase. It will not come 1 month, it will not come 2 months, but stay at it. One day, life will reward your hard work. I wish all of us success. Thank you.
Please, like, I don't know, it cannot show on camera, but I have goosebumps. So thank you very much. Let's give him a warm round of applause. I mean, I have seen in the chat box, a lot of people, there are questions here. Yeah, we'll be going down into that very soon. Thank you so much for that, Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝘇. I mean, they say a moving man will meet his luck. And your popular statements, keep building, is something that has kept a lot of us going. You know, when we, like you said, a lot of young veterinarians did not want to study veterinary medicine. I, for one, wanted to study pharmacy. When I saw that I got admission to veterinary medicine, I was like, after year 1, I'm going to differ. But you know how the Nigeria system is, and that was how I got to this point. But like, we need to start rewriting the story. If you didn't get what you want initially, then you need to find your niche in what you got. You need to start learning, like having passion. And I think it's one of the things I'm grateful to Parmalat for, being a part of the system that is passionate about changing the status quo, changing the system. Like, I now see possibilities, like opportunities in places. Vet has so many opportunities, but let's not dwell on that. We have so many questions. I don't know where to start from. We have some ahead from some people, things they're curious about, but let's handle the ones in the comment sections first. So, okay, this is quite from 𝗂𝗂𝘂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂. I think the question is directed to Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝘂𝘂𝗂. How do one handle the threat of underpriced services nearby? If you want to charge according to your value, your costs, based on all the parameters and the puzzle pieces that Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝘂𝘂𝗂𝗂 gave us earlier, and we have arrived at a certain cost, but there is competition. So how do you manage that threat? That's the question from 𝗂𝗂𝘂𝗂𝗂𝗂. Sir, are you here with us, sir? Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝗂𝘂𝗂𝗂, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, about the question of on the competitor when you are pricing, it is because we did not communicate our value. Communicate what you are delivering. Let them see that, oh, this is what I'm giving. This is what you see when you go to the market. Those of you who drink tea and coffee, which is the most expensive milk in the market? Peak milk. And you are still buying it. What are you paying for? You are paying premium price for quality. What are you giving? Most of the time, we try as much as possible to compete at the level of cost. Don't compete at the level of cost. Compete at the level of value. Most of the time, when airlines, when they are doing promo, have you ever heard they do promo on first class? They don't. They don't do promo on business class. They do promo on economy. They won't even do it on premium economy. So they know that these people, they are paying premium prices, give them the premium service. So let them know that this is what I'm offering, this is what I'm delivering. And then you must be passionate in what you are doing. Let them see that people buy why you do things, not what you do. Why are you doing it? So that they will know that, oh, this person is passionate about this business. There is this example that I give in business school. You must like what you are doing. When we're in ABU, we have this popular saying that when students come into the medicines, into the sciences, the best of the students, they put them in vet. When they cannot make it in vet, they now send them to woman medicine. From woman medicine, they go to pharmacy. From pharmacy, they hand over with BSc biology. So you discover that you are already in a premium class. You are already in a premium product, and you are already in a premium business. So show your passion, and then deliver the service, and then have hard-ons. And those are the things that people pay for. And then explain to them what they are paying for. If I come to your clinic with my dog, and I ask you, Dr. Femi, the treatment you want to give my dog, will the dog survive? and you tell me only God can know, I walk away with my dog. I'm not giving my dog to God. I'm giving it to you as a professional. So you must be able to show that passion, and that is why you will get the premium price. Another person raised the question, oh, how do we manage friends and families that they will just phone and say, please treat our animal for us and everything? Let them understand that, look, there's a difference between family and friends. You can donate to charity. You can support them in charity. But when it comes to business, let them pay for it. They say, friends, this business will progress when friends and family pays for goods and services. And then let them understand that one and let them know that, oh, do you want this business to continue? Do you want us to be able to continue to serve you? Then let them, they will pay for it. They test you. They want to know whether you will break. And then the moment you break, they keep on going that way. Thank you very much, Dr. 𝗪𝗲.
Well, thank you very much, sir. You mentioned in your presentation that, costs or pricing should be based on value, not guilt.
Yes.
And let me recount an experience at the ABU. Out of she was demonstrating a procedure. She wanted to explain a particular nerve, things you should avoid when you are working. She was demonstrating the procedure. And subconsciously, while trying to describe the location, she was using her leg. Like, it seems like a simple, subconscious. Very many people might not even pay attention. But this is a practitioner, a human practitioner, trying to describe the position of a nerve in a cat. But in her head, she's not seeing the cat, she's seeing herself. It's that level of passion that you mentioned. That level of passion is what will distinguish you from the competitor. So thank you so much, sir. We have some people raising hands. Let's do it this way. We'll take 2 questions from the comment section. I think your response have already catered for some other questions here. And I think you have responded to some questions in the chat box also. So there is Dr. Shusib saying senior vets should be told to delegate so as to train more young veterinarians and mentor them. This will make them build confidence when they finally open theirs. And there is another question here that says, how can we have the recorded clip? Well, we're going to get that across to you. Yes. So, sir, personally, like we're thinking, sir, what's in your experience? So we have gotten your slide, we have gotten your lecture, but you've worked with several people, several organizations, several setups with different parameters. Like, what is the biggest mistake veterinarians make, like when it comes to pricing? Beyond the guilt, beyond, like, what do you feel is the main issue affecting the pricing system for veterinarians and Nigerians? Why is it that, like, the norm here is different from what is obtainable, like, globally? And what do you think we should improve on, like, to solve that, sir?
Are you
Sir, you're still mute. Okay, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, 𝗪𝗲. A major issue is communicating value.
Oh, okay.
Communicate your value. Why do you do what you are doing? For example, there's this example I gave. If you see an Igbo man selling suya, are you going to buy from him? You will keep on, they'll say, no, this man has no passion for this business that he's doing. So you must be extremely passionate about the business and let them know that, oh, this is what I'm doing. I'm giving you the best of the service, and then you will now be able to see. And then let them understand that they can get a cheaper price, but not the quality you are giving them. And use the mentality of the spare parts dealer. If you go to Apple, you want to buy spare part, they will tell you, oh, this thing you are seeing, you can get copy 1, copy 2. It was in Dubai, somebody was telling me copy 1, copy 2. I said in Nigeria, we call them fake. It's only one original. Every other copy is a fake. They will say, oh, if you don't have the money, you can buy this one, but this one will last for only 2 months. But that one will last for 1 year. So that you now know what you are really buying. Tell them that you are giving them the best in the market, and then you are Then when you want to fix your price, don't look at your neighbor. Most of the time, your neighbor carries a lot of inefficiencies. And then when you translate those inefficiencies into your own business, it's either you become too expensive or then you underprice yourself. And then let's be very clear. Thank you very much, Dr. 𝗪𝗲.
All right, thank you, sir. So we have 𝗪𝗂𝘇𝗀𝗶𝘁𝗀𝗶. I think that's Dr. Nathaniel from TeCLA. He has his hands raised. You have a question?
Lekon?
Yeah, you are still muted. You are still muted, Dr. Nathaniel. That's 𝗪𝗂𝘇𝗶𝗁𝗵. Are you here with us? Okay. Then support, can we have like the other people with hands raised to ask their question?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Okay, proceed.
I don't know if you can hear me now. I've been trying to unmute for some time now.
We can hear.
Oh, thank you very much. First of all, I want to appreciate 𝗪𝗂𝘗𝗄. It's another wonderful section. The last one, I came late, and when I joined the class, I discovered I missed a lot. So this one, I decided to be as punctual as I could. So let me just quickly go straight to the point. And to our facilitators, honestly, it really eases us a lot of burden, and you still try to spur our interest and our passion on what we do. So practically, I have been practicing for some time, and I just opened my facility in less than 6 months now. So based on one of the points you made, sir, in your presentation, I was touched, and I feel like let me ask if you can now give us like maybe a guiding principle or a wisdom. Now, when you're mentioning, you're communicating your price as a doctor, you shouldn't do everything, right? You shouldn't be the pharmacist, you shouldn't be the cashier, you shouldn't be the you mentioned a lot of portfolios, but for some of us that we are still building and we are still coming up, so we fall into the trap of we are almost doing everything. It's quite unfortunate that it's happening, but there's nothing we can do to help the situation. It's just that we are still in our in our building and our growing phase. So in such regard, how do we now manage still getting a good pay after you've delivered good services? Now, another thing now, I also believe that environment also influence your pricing. Environment also influences your pricing. I think it's this month, so I just took some time to go to 𝗣𝗿𝗍. She has also taken us in one of this TeCLA section. So I just, they just moved to their new facility. So I've not been there. I was in the old facility. When I got there myself, I was wowed. So I, as a vet, I said there's no price they will call for a client here that the client will not even be the one begging, because the environment has conditioned your mind that no, where I am, this is standard, and this is top notch. So anything they offer me here, I'm at their mercy. But for some of us that we are still growing, that our infrastructure is not that the best, like the out of state. So we are still growing. So what wisdom can we also apply in such case? And the last thing, you are not talking about delegation, and which is very, very important. Some of us too, we've now started encouraging some of our younger ones in school, okay, by giving them like platform or some kind of employment, even though not a full-time. Now, something happened yesterday, and I was like I was like crying, because a colleague of mine, she works with me, although it's a part-time staff. So based on she does other thing. So I just give her like a
Dr. Nathaniel,
part-time employment offer that she
am I
comes
audible?
some days in
Dr.
the week.
Nathaniel, can you hear me?
Let him just land this
I
question
don't know.
and then
Am
we
I
can
still
continue.
on?
Go
Yes,
on,
Okay,
you're
okay.
still on.
go ahead.
But
Okay.
land.
Okay, sorry if I'm taking more time. So sorry about that. So the thing is, the point I'm trying to make is this. I just told her, okay, watch as I build people, what as I communicate what I do to clients, because I've always emphasized the fact that you must communicate the value of what you're giving to people. It's not that these people, they don't have the money, but it depends on how you communicate and the passion. So, sir, yesterday she did something that was very, very painful and so heartbroken. I was in the clinic, so I gave her the the privilege to just talk to client, because I don't want to be interrupting her, so that she can build her self-confidence as well. So she vaccinated, and after the vaccination, she now saw like wound on the patient's head. Me, I was just doing my own thing. She now said she treated, and when I asked her how much does she charge, she said she charged 2,000. I said, why will you do this, doctor? I said, how much are we paying for the facility? How much are we paying for this thing? So, sir, in the case whereby you yourself, you are still developing yourself. So you now have like hands, and based on what Dr. 𝗘𝗿𝗍 also said, talking about you having the best, but you are still growing. You have a very big dream. You have a very, your horizon is very high. But at the stage you are now, there are some limitations that I don't know. I just
We
want to
get
be like,
it.
you've already captured
We get it.
my
Thank you
question
very
based
much.
on this scenario I just
Thank
painted.
you
So
very
how
much.
can you help us?
Yes,
So that at least we'll be very, very better of how we start. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so
Lekon.
much
Thank you
for
so much
the honor. Thank you.
for sharing that experience with us. In business development and in business strategy, there's something we call the value triangle. There, a triangle. A triangle has 3 parts. And you cannot be the 3 at the same time. You can only be 2. On the first part of the value triangle, you have cost, low cost. Then on the second part, you have quality. On the third part, you have customer service. You can either offer extreme customer service and premium quality, but not at low cost. You cannot offer low cost at quality at the same time. So what we always recommend for enterprises and entrepreneurs is that pick yourself in customer service. Everybody wants good customer service. Then between cost and quality, pick one. I can't give you a premium quality at a lower cost. It's not to be fake. Then if I cannot, when you want to now pick cost, you want to compete at the level of cost, get the numbers. So that when you serve large number of people, and you have small profit from there, it helps you. But when you want to serve quality, it be a few premium people. And that is why the business class space in the aircraft is very small. They are giving them premium quality, but at higher price. Then, so decide what you want to do. For example, if you are just entering the market, you may say, okay, what is your market penetration strategy? How do I want to be known? We want to compete. We want to be known. There's something that gives you visibility. There's something that gives you profitability. Decide it. Most of the time, what gives you visibility may not give you profitability. But if you are just starting, like you say, okay, I want to be known, I want to push my visibility, I want to be seen, then you can do that one. By the time you get that visibility right, then come to profitability. And then have a strategy for referral. 98% of enterprises rely on referral for continuous business. Unfortunately, only 2% have a policy on referral. So you must have a policy on referral that, okay, if Dr. Rudia introduces me to Dr. Femi, and me and Dr. Femi now do business, how do I compensate the person who refers me? And then that is how to build customer loyalty. And that will now continue to increase your business. There are no 2 businesses that are the same. But we may look at what you are doing, how you are doing it, your stage in the market, and what you need to do to be able to give you right advice. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ogino. Yes.
Can I just quickly say something to
Okay,
wrap
sir.
up the question? And for Dr. Lekon, please understand. So it's okay, and I understand what Dr. Steve has said, that we do everything, and in itself, it's a weakness. But at the stage you are, you will not be able to, because I know you also, you will not be able to hire accountant, hire storekeeper, hire procurement, hire this.
Yes.
So it's first of all the mindset, so that you don't stay stuck in being your own bottleneck. And the example that usually comes to mind is when we're in our mother's womb, is a single cell. Sperm ovum comes in to form a single cell. At some point, being a single cell, that single cell does everything. Is the lungs, is the heart, is the liver, is the something. But as you're growing and you're tracking the growth, we now start forming systems. the liver start forming, the lungs start forming, the brain start forming. When we eventually come out, all the systems, though, are linked to one single goal, but they operate within their own system. There's digestive system, there's excretory system, there's respiratory system, there's nutrition.
Yes.
So understand the stage you are and be looking at your numbers and know when it is time to hire a front desk person. Also know when it's time to now hire an assistant. But it's your numbers that will tell the journey. Enjoy the stage you are, but have this mindset that you could be your bottleneck at a certain point in time. And it's your numbers that will tell the exact story. And then don't be too hard on, we've made mistakes. Me too, I cry on a day-to-day basis on my own foolishness. So charging 2,000, just recognize that is the smart thinking mentality that has ravaged the entire veterinary profession. It's common. An average vet cannot look at you and be confident. So it's even the system that trains you. You go and look at some of our lecturers too. It's not like they are proud of themselves. If you hear a lecturer, sometimes you just hear a lecturer talk, you will just understand that the lecturer is still struggling with the same struggle you are having. So the system enables that thinking, the training enables that thinking. So the only way you can break free of that thinking is rehearsals. There was a time when I started in Port Harcourt after serving, and I realized I cannot even call 1 million. I started writing 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. I wake up every morning. I went to the bank, collected a check, wrote 1 million, and wrote my name. The first time somebody gave me a check of 1 million, that day I knew that if I can break 1 million, I can break 10 million. If I can break 10 million, I can break 100 million. If I can break 100 million, I can break 1 billion. So these things, you will need to retrain yourself. The system has not conferred on you how to charge 1 million from a client. You myself, you'll be afraid. But there's a confidence at which you look at a client and say your bill is 5 million. And the client will have no other choice than to pay. It's the 2,000 mentality, urgent 2K. We need to destroy that entirely. And it's going to start by reprogramming our minds. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. It's the poverty mentality, like ravaging the veterinary profession. So thank you very much for the response, sir. And thank you, Dr. Nathaniel. I believe you've got some clarity on your question. From the raised hands, before we go back to the chat box, I'm seeing Surveyor 𝗣𝗿𝗀𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂. So he has a question. I'm sorry that that's my dad.
I didn't realize that. All right, so I think the question will be directed to you, Dr. Rodia.
Yes, sir, you have the floor, sir. So you're still currently muted. Okay.
Okay, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. My enviable doctors over there, of course, I'm a surveyor, but I'm very keen into your acts and activities and the faith practice. Definitely, I will take myself as a customer as well as an onlooker. Because I know very little concerning your registers over there. Notwithstanding, I realized quite well that in the vet world, where my daughter is right now, which I so much cherish, I realized that in the olden days, even up to now, most of us in the market will look at veterinary in its entirety as a very a professional that is of very low recognition in the market. Having that inscription in them that most of the activities will be Fulanis, injecting, inoculating, immunizing animals will be Fulanis. And at this point in time, at this AI period, I realized that hearing from what Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂 and Dr. 𝗣𝗿𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂 had said right now, I realized that most of what you are canvassing on is based on the customer-driven area. But your own area of customer-driven is on animals poultry and all. You can correct. I don't know how I can say that, but I want us, like the veterinarians, I would like that we get focused on animals, on poultry. That is where your customer is, not on humans. And I realize that most of all these doctors, the professionals in the veterinary world, are always finding themselves in the administrative section, in the area of second class area where they're supposed to be the real professionals in. I mean, going for vaccination at a poultry farm that belongs to unprofessional businessmen, most of them, which I know very well. So why is it not let's inculcate the new ones and even the old ones to go into the real practice, start their home poultry, give us hybrid products. We know quite well, okay, this is coming from a professional, aside the one that's normally seen around. After all, we buy from other Zatec in Oyoba, everybody understands that. I don't think Lemon Zat is a vegetable, but it's a big time farmer. Big time. Why not let the professional go deeply into the real practice? That is the area where I want an explanation from, and what you have been doing to us. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let me just quickly, that question is to you, Dr. Rodia, but again, we're extremely very proud of your daughter. Thank you for allowing your daughter work with in Farmallat, and you can see for yourself, she's amazing. And we want to thank you for your hands of cooperation in allowing her work. Thank you so much. Dr. Rodia, over to you.
So thank you very much. We have two hub experts for today, and I think Sobiri Adegoke's question is leading on why we are not having enough veterinarians as professionals actually be at the forefront of the veterinary practice in Nigeria. And when it comes to what people use firsthand, and I think a lot of it has been said, like through the discussions of both our experts on the fact that we are still suffering from imposter syndrome as veterinarians. Like, we are not owning the profession yet. And, we can spend hours analyzing the reasons. There are several factors. A lot of us, someone like me, did not want veterinary medicine. In fact, at the point of graduation, I really didn't think I was going to practice vet. So the only reason, what kept me till this point was because I had the opportunity of working in a system that prioritizes the veterinary profession. And, there's a way that energy radiates. So not everybody has that opportunity. And so there are several factors. But I think the solution is what we are currently embarking on. Programs like this, discussions like this kind of trainings. And I believe that maybe not very soon, but with years of efforts compounding, would get there to the point that veterinarians will be at the forefront of anything animal health affairs in Africa and even globally. No, Nigeria for now. So I don't know if I did justice, but that's my attempt at responding to my dad's question.
Even if you didn't, we'll say you did, but that's just a joke. But you did. Well done, Dr. Rodriguez.
Thank you very much,
John, James, we can take the people's hands quickly.
Yes.
And then we can take someone from the chat.
Yes. So, Dr. John, sir, you have the floor. Sir.
I'm trying to, okay, yeah, sure. Thank you very much. This is well informing. I really appreciate, and I thank God that I'm part of this this webinar. Let me just say one of the things before I ask my questions. I think one of the areas that we need to look at is most especially the areas of veterinary laws and acts that was established many years ago. We have actually neglected that. And that is why people can decide to do whatever they do regarding the vet profession. There are no penalty for that. I think if we can go back, check our veterinary acts and laws, I think, and maybe our great profession will look into it and see how that one is being revived and being adhered to is going to help a lot of vet. Thank you very much. My question goes here. To some of us that are majorly into large animal, practices are 80% ambulatory, all right? And when you go to the site or you go to the farm or to meet your client, wherever they are, you find out that before you, maybe there are other quack people that visited them, and their charges, of course, are not going to be the same as yours. Because, okay, you went to the bush with a drug, maybe from Europe, a bottle is costing maybe 15,000, 20,000. And then when you get there, the farmer will tell you that, this your drug is very expensive. I have people that are coming to give me this drug maybe for 5,000 or 3,000 naira. So in situations like that, since they don't come to your facility, you visit them and you have these challenges, most especially in pricing and also in charging. Because if you decide to charge them, okay, you are charging them as a professional, they will say there are people that your charges are high. They cannot be able to afford. They prefer to go back to these people that are charging them small. So in situations like that, as a vet, that you want to maintain value and at the same time quality, what do you do? Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. So I believe Eddie, or is it
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank
Guido?
you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
All right,
that.
sir.
We have been talking about this question of value, and I want to thank 𝗣𝗿cie𝗳𝗶𝗁𝗶 for donating Rodia to us, and she's doing a fantastic job. You have done a great job. Thank you, sir.
Thank
We're very
you,
good.
sir.
Yes, sir. So one thing we need to understand is that, look, we are in a situation where people always want something cheap. And as we say, as NAFDAC will tell you, the pain of fake drug remains with you long after you have enjoyed the benefit of low prices. So we need to communicate and to let them understand.
Is it? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
That the pain remains with you when you have finished the benefit of low prices. They need to understand that, look, paying cheaper prices does not necessarily translate to quality service. And then they need to understand that it is in their interest that they pay the premium price for it. And as people, as Dr. Femi was pointing out, we have seen that many good vet doctors are good administrators. They've run very well. When you go back to ABU, you see that in the history of ABU, about 5 or 6 of the old past VCs have been vet doctors. Even those who are not vet doctors, they agree, Professor 𝗪𝗲𝗪, Professor Adamu Naya Mohammed, Professor Daniel Soro, and you see all of them that they've done very well when it comes to that. And all we need to do is to have the orientation that, look, we are delivering value, we are delivering value, and we are participating in the growth of the sector. Thank you
very much. Thank you so much, Dr. Guido, for the response. I believe that Dr. John, I believe that's it. Your question has been catered for. Thank you so much, sir. And we'll take 2 hands, then quickly address the questions in the chat box. And I feel, okay. So Dr. 𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗪, like, you have the floor in 2-3 minutes. Let's have your question. And oh, sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm able to unmute now. All right. Thank you very much. This was very enlightening and very educative. Actually, a lot of questions have interested me, and mine will not be a question. I just want to chip in a little bit on an additional clarification on the answers to questions, especially from Architect 𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗪. So, as a young veterinary professional myself, I think some of these questions are questions that you probably would have asked yourself in times past, like, why is it that a lot of veterinarians are not being, treated according to their value? Why are we not being, paid according to how we're supposed to be paid? And why are professionals or vets not found in, a lot of these sectors usually. Now, one of the things I've observed is the fact that personally, I feel like when we compare vets to other professionals that are being very respected in Nigeria, like law and medicine, we realize that after the BSc equivalence, which is MBBS and LLB, it is not enough requirement for you to become a full practicing lawyer in Nigeria, or MBBS is not enough for you to establish an hospital or a hospital in Nigeria, which is what I'm trying to say is that after DVM, I think there should be a lot of, additional structure for training. And that is where a veterinarian is going to build their confidence, going to build the billing strategy. And, after working with establishment that, charge according to, good value, there's no way you establish your own and then you undercharge anybody. A lawyer who has gone to, after LLB, went to law school, even if they didn't have passion for law before, the practice of, being in law school would expose you to, your own potentials actually in terms of practice, as well as internship or housemanship for medical doctors. You cannot establish a hospital after you finish MBBS. You need that license to become a house officer, medical officer, all of that. So I think there should be additional training, structure for veterinarians before you would, be licensed to actually maybe stand on your own or establish. When the veterinary council itself will be sure that you have that confidence, you have that experience, you have the necessary hands-on skill for you to become a full-blown practitioner in the field of veterinary medicine. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Reda. Let me just quickly answer him. And I want to just answer maybe humbly, and I don't really want to come across as somebody who know it all, right? But my thought is that let's not add another layer of training. What we need are examples of success. So if we add another layer of training, who will do the training? The same set of people that is doing the training that is producing. Let me give you another example. When we started this TeCLA session, Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝘂 started, for those of you who can remember, Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝘂 was the face of TeCLA. See how long it took us to produce another Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝘂. You enjoyed today's class, right? We are grateful that Dr. Rodiah has lived up to the expectation. But see how long it took us to replace one good hand. So why is it difficult to replace good hands? So what we are looking for is courage, just confidence. Are there vets that are there looking for work? There are vets that are doing for work, but are there vets who have the confidence required to engage? We had this egg of hope, Dr. Zainab Abdullah-Ibiu. She joined the civil servant. The same, we've lost, I won't say we've lost, we gifted good hands to institutions. And up till now, we've not gotten somebody with a level of courage to take over the role. So the job exists, but the quality we have now maybe are trained, but are timid. And so what I will really want, other than additional training, is examples. And that's why I still come back that we're underutilizing successful people. There are people who are successful in the veterinary profession. They want to hide. I also am a quiet person. I want to stay in my niche. But I tell myself, if we are not out there, and the young people are not picking the example of courage, when are we going to replace Dr. Odunto? He's still alive, but we should be stretching him to the fullest. This man has been, how many vets own hatcheries? He owns a hatchery. How many? So why don't we start milking those people before they leave? How many vets import their own drugs? Dr. Musa Alassa built a success, and is a quiet person. You will not see Dr. Alassa on platforms. And we are going to give Dr. Reda, please, you have to give Dr. Gani, he's on this platform, a few moments to talk. We need to be on these people's toes and be milking them, not for what they have done, but for the spirit they carry, for the courage they carry, for the way they talk. If you say that we vets are not, I was invited to come and go and train a legal farm last week or last 2 weeks. I as a vet was invited to train a legal farm. These are not trainings we get. It's the way the lawyers carry themselves. We vets, we need to now start carrying ourselves with our shoulders high, that we know something, with boldness, with courage. We need to start daring things, and we need to start taking over territories. I will not support an additional training. From where I sit, I've been in the veterinary council, and I know that more policies will not make us successful. I've been 5 years in the veterinary council. I can tell you this, more policies, people will take advantage. Now they are even fighting that we should not be importing veterinary drugs, that veterinarians should not be importing veterinary drugs. So more policies, nature above vacuums. Once you create that platform and there's no veterinarian with courage to take that thing boldly, animal scientists will come and pardon me, I know there's some, and it's possible there's some animal scientists here, but I'm just saying that you don't need more layer of training as a person. You need more courage to utilize even what you have, and then life can open up to better things for you. Dr. Rodia, we cannot hear you.
We cannot hear her. Maybe somebody will need to help her.
Help her.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So I think that was the idea behind the SciWest, like having to go through some training after every year. So thank you very much for that response, Dr. Adefemi. I think there was a doctor raising their hands for question, but before he comes back, let's quickly address there was a question here. My question is about AI from Samira Farah. My question is about AI and nanotechnology. How can we in the veterinary field play in this sector when the industry is struggling? What possible innovative ways can we use? So I think this also resonates with a thought I've been having. The global world is fighting big fights, and we are still struggling with some very mediocre challenges. So, and I think it's related to, there is AI technology, there's nanotechnology, there are big shots like in advancement. So how can we take advantage of this, like when we are still struggling with the basic things as an industry? I think Dr. Steve Ogidon, can you answer that, sir?
Okay, maybe if he's engaged, we can, once his camera comes up, we can engage him. But I think the AI topic, we need to do another TeCLA on AI. Okay, he's back.
Thank you very much. AI can only advance the course of the practice. It can help you and speed up the process of your practice. It cannot replace you. From the AI conference, one thing that came up very clearly is that we say, if you are smart, AI will make you smarter. If you are lagging behind, AI will make you to lag behind. It will help us to be able to move faster, and it cannot replace us in the practice we are doing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very, very much, sir. Yes, sir. We need to build ourselves first, and AI can leverage with AI then. So there is Jeremy Barnabas, and okay, he's asking.
Abba is raising his hand. Maybe
okay, yes, he was the one that had his hands raised. So you can unmute now. You have the floor, Dr. Abdullahi. Yeah, we can see. Are you with us?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. It is so glad to be part of the presentation. My question is that before I start, I would like to introduce myself as an animal health technology student who was available in few months later. My question is that what practice step will you recommend for an animal health technology graduates to improve their skills and advance their career?
All right, so maybe I should just quickly take that. I think we've been so focused on the veterinarians for the last 5 years, but we are now trying to tweak our strategy, make it to intentionally focus on VPPs, veterinary paraprofessionals, and then the community animal health workers. So us in Farmer Lab, you will be hearing a lot from us, even from you people's oath taking very soon. But the life has just similar traits. And, you know, as we have been saying, it's not even vets, despite we have the titles that are leading the industry. Life will first of all reward a 𝗪𝗏𝘠 that didn't go to school than a professor who went to school, who have gone all through the cadre, but lacks the courage to maximize opportunity. So it doesn't really matter whether you're a vet or whether you're a para-vet. The first thing is, you have the courage. Do you have the confidence? Do you self-develop enough to be able to engage your world? But I want to really assure you that PharmaLab will be extending our hands to VPP and community animal health workers very soon.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And also factoring, like when we factor the veterinary professionally starting in Nigeria just less than a century, like as compared to some older professions. So like we are still in the baby phase of the profession. And for other practitioners, yes, PharmaLab recently we have launched initiatives. Like in Adamawa, we have 𝗪𝗂𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗍𝗂𝗍 circulating, and we are looking, like from the impact unit, we are looking to expand initiatives like this. The goal at the end of the day is a better animal health structure. So, and it's not something we can do alone. So thank you very much for that, Dr. Kayode. And okay, there's, okay, there are quite a number of, so this is it. We have an email system, and that's the reason why your emails were requested through the registration process. We can always give you feedback. You're going to be receiving slides of this presentation, like in your mail, and you would also have the opportunity to have questions, like you have access to us subsequently. Some of the questions we might not be able to respond to here would get across to you through these established platforms. But please, I'll take just one more hand raised and one more question in the chat box. Then we'll move to rounding up. Okay, good. So Lydia Amos, Dr. Lydia Amos, if I'm right, we can have that question, then I'll take one more question in the chat box.
Okay.
I was hoping that would finish by 1, but we're about 6 minutes late. So if you're here, Lydia Amos, you can proceed, ma'am. Okay, if she's not here yet, then we can have Dr. 𝗘𝗂𝘂𝗶𝗏𝗁𝗏. 𝗘𝗂𝘂𝗶𝗏𝗁, are you here with us, sir?
Dr. Rodia, do you mind we take the questions in the chat because they came in a bit earlier? These people are just raising their hands, and we also need to take Dr. Gani briefly. So maybe 2 questions from the chat, and then we can take Dr. Gani.
Okay. So I was reading through the questions, and most of them are like contributions. I think we have from 𝗪𝗲𝘂𝗍𝗂𝗂𝗍𝗂. Interestingly, another colleague accepted the same offer. I think he was talking about pricing. So he described the scenario earlier, and this experience highlights a challenge. Okay, so this is him giving an account of an experience. And Dr. Muhammad Babashani said, thank you for the lectures. The COS does not usually expose the young vet to financial literacy. From my experience, I worked in the day for long before learning some of the things Mr. Steve talked about today. So, and we have some other questions, and some of these have already been responded to while answering some earlier questions. So, okay, so.
Then we can take Dr. Gani briefly.
Okay.
He's here.
All right. So Dr. Gani Enahorosa, so I've read your book. You're someone that I look up to so much in the veterinary profession. Like we have enigmas in the veterinary space, and you're one of them. Thank you so much for joining this, and we would appreciate if you can address us briefly from your wealth of knowledge, sir. Support, can we make him Dr. Gani Enahor? Okay. Welcome, sir. Oh, sir, we can't hear you clearly yet, sir.
We still can't hear you.
Okay, I think there's a network. It's lagging. It's taking a while before we hear
No,
it.
I think, can you unmute yourself, sir?
Okay, okay. Sir, can you unmute? Okay, he's now
You're
unmuted.
muted, but we still can't hear you. So I don't know what exactly the issues are. We cannot
Sir,
hear
we
you.
can't hear you, sir.
Except if you join with your phone, and then we can bring you back up. Maybe there's an issue with the setting of the laptop.
All right, sir.
But it's important we hear what you're saying.
Yes, sir. While we wait for him, we have 𝗪𝗲𝘁𝗳𝗶𝘁𝗯𝗶. He's enlightened, like he has been enlightened being here today. And from Dr. Gadi has said, well done, Dr. Femi, brilliant submission. A lot of people are appreciative of the session today. Then there's a question from Yakubu Adamu Abubakar. Thank you, Dr. Steve. My question is, for a young veterinarian just starting out, which of these 8 pieces you have mentioned during the presentation should we tackle first? And what is the quickest what is the quickest way we can implement it? So like, which of the 8 pieces as a young veterinarian should we tackle first? Yes, sir. Dr. Ogidon, sir. Are you still with us, sir?
I'm with you. What's the question, please?
So the question is that as a young veterinarian, you have given some 8 pieces of the puzzle. So like by hierarchy now, which should we firstly tackle? Which should be of most importance, like as a young veterinarian starting out, of the 8 pieces of the puzzle that you have analyzed? Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. As a young veterinarian, within the 8 pieces of the puzzle, the first thing is, one, you must first be visible before you can price. You look at customer service, and then you try as much as possible to deliver, to let them know that the quality that you are delivering is very important. And when you follow the quality and you focus attention on keeping your promise, all other puzzle can then fall in line. All other can fall in line. Then please don't underprice yourself. Then don't look at the hydro capacity. Then focus on on managing the hydro capacity, and then communicate your value. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very, very much. He has emphasized visibility. And I think we are in the era of media. Media has made it so easy for you to be visible. And we all can get popular overnight, like just knowing the right strategy. So put yourself in the faces of people, strategically position, and that might help boost your journey, might fasten it. So thank you so much, Dr. Ogidon. And we are gradually coming to the end. I'm trying to stall.
I don't know if she's back. I don't know if, sir, can you say something?
Okay, sir.
Hello, are you hearing me now?
Okay, now we can hear you, sir. Okay.
Okay. I'm using my phone now. I wonder why the laptop didn't set well. First of all, let me thank Dr. Steve Ogidon, MNI, my distinguished brother.
Thank you very much, sir.
A very brilliant presentation. Femi, no doubt you made our day. I wanted to do just 30 minutes and run away, but you guys kept me arrested here. Then Dr. Odia, brilliant. And we thank Surveyor Adegoke for donating you to us. We are proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me just quickly say that there are 2 ways to this. We have so many veterinarians who are doing well out there. There is always this other aspect of it, which is the visibility or the optics. Many veterinarians are not very outcoming. and they're also not very eager to want to help others to grow. They hide to enjoy their blessings, and this is not fair. Even when they have the knowledge. When I was in the Lions Club very actively as president, I remember what our slogans used to be. We spent about 100 naira and spent almost like 50 naira or equivalent in publicizing it. Just like we have many politicians doing, people like Wike do now. They register in a way. People are too, I don't want to use the word timid. We've used it so many times. We should be bold out there and be ready to help. A lot of our colleagues have made so much gains that they can also use their experiences to bless the younger ones to grow. We were not trained in these universities to be businessmen. We were not. The curriculum fitted the kind of production of the 60s where veterinarians, the ministries had a very huge absorptive capacity to take in veterinarians into civil service. That's the curriculum we are still using. We are in the council still fighting, trying to modernize that curriculum to allow business training to be part of it. But what do we want to drop? Very huge curriculum. So when Femi is saying that we really don't need to add new things to it, he's right, because the workload is already heavy. But I must share this personal experience with you that any vet in private practice, for instance, who is not developing himself in business methods and knowledge is shortchanging himself. It's almost like a quack in the business world, honestly speaking. When you hear Dr. Steve speaking, he throws in one or two languages. Many of our colleagues don't even know the meaning of VAT. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. So you need to, on your own, develop yourself. You'll be able to take a statement of account, a profit and loss account, and understand what is being presented there for a company that you are relating with. If you speak those languages from that your customers and your friends and your clients are speaking, they will interact with you. You can make more money even from outside the profession by the way you package yourself. So we need more education, not necessarily in the professional field, in the veterinary professional field. And then package ourselves in a way that we can make money. How many injections do you want to give that will give you 1 million naira compared to a senior advocate of Nigeria, a lawyer, whose consultancy bill for showing up at the first visit to you is almost the same bill? Are we confident to package ourselves in a way that when we also give the bills, we are ready to stand by it without thinking that if they start begging us, then we drop the values? So I think we need a lot. We have a lot that we can do that we don't necessarily have to go to formal veterinary school again, maybe, if you don't want to be, in the academics. So I'm happy with this topic. I think there should be a part 2, Femi. There should be a part 2 of this. And some of us will be very bold to open our minds and also tell you people some of our success stories.
We'll definitely bring you on, sir. We are looking forward to it already.
Thank you very much. Let me save our time. I appreciate being here. Thanks, Femi. Thanks, Steve, for brilliant presentations. Thank you, dear.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the contribution. Like, this topic is something that the moment it came up, we're like, but to make sure that we retain the value of what we could get out of 2 hours, we didn't want too many speakers, but definitely would have. So like I said, the series that we've been having has been designed to tackle the financial gap in veterinary businesses. At least like the first one was on how to be bankable. Now we are treating the profitability puzzle. So probably, some TeCLA sessions after now would also, we want to solve the menace. We don't want it to be an excuse any longer. We need to equip and train people. So thank you very much. And we are looking forward to having you around for subsequent TeCLA, Dr. Ena Horogani. So, and with that, I think we have covered the bulk of the questions. Because of time, we might not be able to address all the people that have typed out questions, but we'll communicate with you the responses via your mails. And we would also have a platform that will have everybody so that you can easily interact with some of our facilitators. So the next thing on the agenda would be, just a minute, please. Okay, the next thing on our agenda is, okay, I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, so we are done with the question and answer session, and now we are up on the post quiz. So we want to know how much of what we have taught today has stuck with you and the changes that you have been able to pick. So like I said, we had a pre-quiz to have what your current knowledge on the topic is. So this post-quiz is now to compare the knowledge you have retained. So we want to know, the gap, what impact this session has had on you. So I'll be launching the post-quiz shortly, and we still have about 100 people. So let's engage in the next 3 minutes post-quiz. So launched already, you'll see the pop-up on your screen. There'll be a pop-up with 5 questions. I want you all to engage. We want to see how much this session has impacted you and how you are now able to differentiate some things, how you can identify some things. And we hope that this session would help you boost your business. For me personally, I'm looking forward, if I eventually have my practice someday, these are things that I'll definitely put in place before even setting out. So let's engage. We have some 2 minutes, 30 seconds to fill the post quiz. And okay, so let's engage. There is Dr. 𝗘𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗶𝘁𝗯𝗶 is still asking, how best can veterinarians avoid being owned on ambulatory services, especially when agreements are broken, and how can he reclaim his debt in such situations? So like I said, we are going to definitely get back through platforms that we have gathered your mail. So along with the slides that we'll be sharing with you, you'd also be receiving response to some of the questions that were not answered. So, and yes, so, but let's engage, please. Let's engage the post quiz. So far, we have just about 2%. Let's engage. Let's all fill the post quiz. This is necessary for our evaluation. We want to know how much of an impact this session made on you. This is not a graded quiz. It's not something that's going to be marked, and the responses are private. It's not publicized. So let's engage. Okay, saying the post, okay. Okay. All right, so it has been relaunched. I received some complaints about it disappearing. Is it now on your screen? Okay, good. So the poll is now back up. Let's use the next 1 minute, 30 seconds to engage. And all right, so 𝗣𝗿𝗁 is saying, thank you, 𝗪𝗲, for this TeCLA session. It was quite helpful. We are also glad that you are a part of it. The vision behind TeCLA is that we leverage on technology to educate people. So before now, before the advent of, sophisticated methods like this for training, people had to travel like far to meet facilitators, this post-risk, financial challenges, a lot. So like with the advent of technology and the ECHO model, we are able to bring forth a virtual training platform. And we are so glad that you find this helpful, Dr. Gabriel. And Mubarak Muhammad is saying, thank you so much for this. It was so impactful. You're welcome, and we are so glad to. It's a pleasure. Okay, now the participation is increasing about 19%. We have just 1 more minute to engage the post quiz. 1 more minute, please. 1 more minute. But while we are at it, I'm so glad, this session was really eye-opening. There's a level of confidence we need to start building. We need to start owning the profession. if you have found yourself in a system, forget about the fact that you didn't want the system in the first place. Make it count. You can't come to, you can't spend years getting trained in a system and eventually you wouldn't want to contribute anything to it. So to every young veterinarian, if you have found yourself like in this veterinary space already, there are so many opportunities. It just takes being prepared. So Emmanuel Andan is saying, thank you so much, Saz, for the wonderful sessions. Ulama Odege, oh, that's an outlier from UNN. I want to say a big thank you to Farmalat for this session. It was really enlightening. Well, thank you too for joining. It's a pleasure having you on board. It's a pleasure having you on board. Okay, just 30 seconds to go for the post quiz. Then we round up the session. We already have 45% of people that have participated, that have filled the post quiz. 10 seconds more. 9, 8, 3. So Abdulkadir Abdulrahim is saying increased competence automatically builds confidence. Let's keep building, learning, and growing. Thanks for a wonderful session. Thank you too. And we have Nanacha Igbokwe, ma'am. More collaboration should be done between the town and gown. Our curriculum in academia doesn't pay much attention to financial issues, storage, packaging, etc. Sharing knowledge from experienced resource person on the field with students in training is highly indicated. Thank you very much for that contribution, Ma. It was nice having you today. And this is from Mustafa, Dr. Mustafa Ashir. Even if I join late, I have learned something, and that's it. We are glad. That's the whole idea. All right, so I'm ending the poll now. We have more than almost 60% have participated. Thank you very much for participating. And now we're done with the post quiz. Note that our TeCLA sessions are free. Certificates of participation will be issued to all participants. So anticipate your certificates. And what other topics would you want us to address? Drop this in the chat box. And do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. The links are displayed on the screen. But if you are having a difficulty like getting those, you can just type Farmalat. So there will be subsequent editions of TeCLA for coming months. Looking forward to having you on board, and your emails have been retrieved. We'll be getting updates on TeCLA moving forward. It was so nice having you here today. Thank you very much, Dr. Steve Ogidon. Like, your presentation was beautiful, wonderful, brilliant, and I believe that the participants here today have learned so much from you. Thank you. To Dr. 𝗪𝗖𝗄𝗍 Femi, our mentor at Farmalat, our boss, thank you so much for every time, for always being available, and also for wanting to give back so much. It's easy to take, the smoother way out, just do the business and, make profit. But dedicating lifetime to impact and making things better is a lot of work. So thank you for committing to that cause. To Dr. Ghani Enahoro, thank you very much for the contribution. We're looking forward to having you in subsequent TeCLA editions. To all the Farmalat TeCLA team that made this session possible and beautiful, thank you so much for your efforts, support, technology, everybody. To Dr. Nancy Enyotu, thank you very much. And to my dad for joining and asking questions, thank you so much. Thank you. I can't be grateful enough for the gift of you. So, and with that, we have come to the end of today's TeCLA session. It was so beautiful, and I am so glad. Please put your camera on so that we can have a screenshot. We can have a snapshot of the attendees. Put your camera on, everybody. This is the moment for us to see your faces. We are taking attendance now. So put your camera on. So Chigozie Obi is saying, I took business course while in school, but the teachings were kind of vague, so we couldn't connect the dots as to how it connects vet. Can we have this integrated into vet schools? We are working on that. we are constantly innovating at Farmalat, and trust that like we'll have this kind of trainings on bigger platforms. So thank you very much for that. So let's all have our camera on. Support, have we gotten pictures? Okay. So with that, we have come to the end of today's TeCLA session. It was beautiful having this discourse with you. See you again, same period next month, let's put it that way. And it's also nice having you all on board. I remain Dr. 𝗪𝗲𝘁𝗳𝗶𝘁𝗯𝗶, Impact Manager at Farmalat, and we are closing today's session of TeCLA. Thank you.